Hi!
Hi!
I'm Coco Ferosha.
And I am Isis Mirage.
And this is RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6, Episode 3 plus Untucked review, bitches.
Now, before we get started, we was just talking and I still get people even fucking now asking me like about fucking links and shit. We always say at the end of the video, links are down below on our Facebook and all of that shit. So like, look fucking below. We just saying it at the start of this video now. So that y'all can't say nothing. Like, y'all had to watch this part, right?
Remember to hit the thumbs up button on the video.
Yes. So, it was the first time that all the girls were getting together and meeting each other for the first time. You know, they walk in and all these bitches already sat there. Yeah. You know, they already get like a moment to see what these bitches did on their first runway and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, I felt like some of the bitches dealt with the situation a little better than others.
I mean, Gia was just out the gate like shady boots.
Coming for blood!
In my quad voice, shady boots, baby!
She was like ready to fight. Like, it got to a point where I was like, you know, she gonna get the 1-2.
She really came for these girls. I don't know. I mean, alright, Miss Gia. But that's not kind of the first, that's your first foot in the door. So all the girls are looking at you like, wow, you really are shady, bitch. Like, the rest of the 6 of the girls, the new girls are like shady instantly, like.
Okay, so for the mini challenge this week, basically these bitches had to split up with someone from like the other team or whatever. And basically had to like, one person would be the body and the other person would be the legs.
Yep.
And all of that, and that was basically it. Like, front, like, those legs look like your legs.
Yeah.
Joslyn Fox, the Ganja Estranja, y'all play too much with them panties. Y'all play too much. Milk you too. Courtney was in full Courtney drag.
Yeah.
Down.
And Gia too, bitch.
Courtney.
Gia was at a wig and she was in drag. She was ready.
So, we obviously not gonna, like, talk about each individual.
Yeah.
But how did Ben de la Creme and fucking Darien not win?
Seriously, they were my faves. The leg to body combo ratio there was just doing something genius.
Yes.
So I felt like they should have won.
Although I did appreciate the fucking hot mess that was Adore.
Yes. Truly.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're running through the scheme of things. I don't know if this is gonna make for a shorter review, but because they gotta like rehearse and everything, I feel like if we talk about that now, then when it comes to the final piece, we'll just kind of be saying the same thing again. So, you know, if this review is too short for y'all or we like whatever, like, you know, we're just trying to figure out the setup right now, so we're gonna do it like that. Skip the
filming.
Yes. And then just talk about how they did individually once we've seen the final piece after the runway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, over in the workroom, before, you know, the girls hit the runway, they get in their face and everything, the little thing between Bianca and Trinity.
Yes.
I feel like the situation is Bianca, I feel, has a lot of good advice to give. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she's very informed, and I feel like when she says something, it's always from a genuine place. Like, you know, she crack jokes and everything, but when she's talking to you one-on-one, I feel like everything comes from a genuine place, and she knows what the fuck she's talking about.
Right.
So, you know, it's the type of bitch that I would listen to.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. For sure.
But I mean, I feel like the whole situation was a little bit like miscommunication, misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I feel, you know, part of it also on Bianca's side is that she sees Trinity maybe as, you know, one of the younger girls. And that's true, but I feel like Trinity has shown thus far, from what I've seen of her, aside from just like, you know, the Drag Race episodes, that she's not just another young girl, like she's really educated and put together for her age, and I feel like she has a really good sense of community and like positivity and everything. Right. So I feel like it's different. I feel like it's easy to see that in her because of the 22 label, but like I don't feel like she's really that, you know, young chick doing drag.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I totally get you. I totally get what you're saying.
So I feel like Trinity ends up getting frustrated because it's like, I'm not just some other, you know, young bitch in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then on the other side of it, Bianca's like, you know, she knows what the fuck she's talking about, and she has good advice to give. So it feels a little bit like Bianca gets to a point where she's trying to like say something, and not something shitty or anything, but like she just gets over it. It's like, you know what? Do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It feels very that.
Yeah.
They
just keep going, and they can't like get it right. Like.
Yes. But I think it's nice that Trinity has that goal for herself and that dream and that belief in herself that she can fucking do it, because why not? I mean, you know, neither here nor there. For me, I feel like do the fucking Marlo impression, bitch, because she is Marlo down.
Yeah, and I also feel like a lot of it, like last episode too, they're really trying to put this like Bianca Trinity head-to-head thing, and I don't really feel like there's this, because it's like last week she's there kiki and laughing about the joke, but at the same time they playing this like dramatic music and they left the laughing in the back. It's like, girl, like stop. Like I think they have like little moments where they kind of don't get each other and go back and forth a little bit, but I still don't feel like it's like this big like, you know.
Yeah, I feel like they need time to like get to know each other better, and then it'll click.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they both have a bit of an opinion of each other that isn't necessarily all the way true, but it's based on something that you would think is just how it is.
Yeah, yeah. They need to both look a little deeper into each other's
gig. Because they're looking at that face value gig and not all of what it is.
Yeah. Before we move on, I just quickly wanted to say that I've been seeing a lot of people hating on Trinity just around the internet, like recently, because she reminds them of Tyra Sanchez. And I just really want to say that this is the stupidest fucking shit, and get this damn idea out your damn brain. Just because she's sitting there talking about Beyonce don't mean she's the same damn person, okay? There's a lot of people out here standing for Beyonce. She has a wide reach.
This is what
and there's nothing wrong with Tyra Sanchez, but anyway.
Yeah,
please. But
this is what I'm saying about taking it for face value, because you get a bitch that's 22, sat there on Drag Race talking about she want to be Beyonce, and you're taking it for what it is, but Trinity is...
Yeah, let her live, let her have her own fucking moments and her own fucking life and her own fucking gig, and just take it for what it is instead of comparing her to somebody else that like Beyonce.
Yeah,
shit.
Well, what I was saying was directed about the way Bianca viewed her, not the fans.
Well,
just
obviously.
to clear that up.
But what I'm saying is it's all that face value.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Yeah, you need to look a little deeper, and that's what I'm saying about Bianca, is that she sees just this chick in the mirror painting young 22 saying, oh, I want to be Beyonce, who don't really too much look like Beyonce, shade free. You know, and she's like, take it for what it is, but look a little deeper, because I feel like Trinity has a lot more layers to her, and she's a much smarter, more talented, like she not that bitch, she that other bitch, you know?
Yeah.
But again, just, you know, so y'all are aware, I'm saying, I feel like it's the same way from Trinity towards Bianca, that she's taking it one way and that's not really what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I felt like this whole moment was so interesting, because I felt like it's like they have such a clear-cut image of who they are and everything, and it's weird, almost a little weird to me that being around each other in the workroom and everything, they ain't, to me, really fully getting that sense of each other. Yeah. Because I feel like it's such a strong personality, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's time for the runway. RuPaul debuted that gorgeous look. You know, Matthew posted it on her Instagram, all of that good stuff. Gorgeous.
Yes. I feel like it's, what?
Oh, because you said it when we watched it the first time. The black hair. I was gonna say the roots just made me want to see her in all black hair. I don't know if we gonna get it, but Ru, please.
Seriously.
Please.
Just because it looks so over. Yeah. But yeah, I felt like the Ru's look this week was like so good, because it was so appropriate to the challenge, like the blood splatter on the dress, and like, you know, her hair turned white because she was so scared type gig.
Yeah.
Like, that's pussy. At this point, we're at season 6. By season 7, I expect that after everyone's done walking the runway, Michelle gets her own moment on the runway.
Come on,
and her own judgment and her own Michelle, your look this week, you know, because fuck.
Come on, Michelle. Do it.
So for the runway this week, the girls had to give their best drag, basically. And first up was Bianca Del Rio.
Yeah.
I felt like it was obviously a very well put together look.
Yeah.
I appreciated the collar and the detail matching on the cuffs and everything.
She was ready to go to the husband's funeral.
Yes, you know? The matching fascinator.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was good, very true to herself, and yeah, she looked good.
Yeah, they asked her for Bianca Del Rio, and that's exactly what I would expect from Bianca Del Rio.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciated how polished and everything was perfect. The only thing is, like I said a few times, sometimes I like a little messy something somewhere, like a little imperfection.
Yeah.
Because like I felt like it didn't have that wow factor like I wanted. Like I was totally, doing it, dipping it, doing it in the luau. So I want that same but you can't fault her.
Yeah, there was nothing, there's nothing that you can really critique. It just wasn't like
Yeah. But it was done well. Yeah. So
next up was Courtney Act.
Did you try and say that in Australia?
I didn't know. I think it just came out.
Why?
Because I was thinking in my head, don't say Courtney Act. Don't say it like, you know what I mean? I thought she looked beautiful. It was so like representative of, Australia. She went out. I meant that she was like representing her country like Miss Universe tees.
Yeah.
It was like wear your the dress representing your country or whatever. It was gorgeous. Beat in the face, honey, glowing and a little bit dewy on the cheek.
I do appreciate a shimmery blush. I do.
So yeah, no, she looked gorgeous.
Aside from the flag, obviously, I felt like Courtney's whole effect was very like throwback RuPaul, like like with the prom hand curls, like coming down.
Very RuPaul into Wong Fu.
Yeah, exactly, completely.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And she had a flag on that dress too, huh? Pretty sure she did.
So next up was Joslyn Fox. She came out in the gold lame one, sort of asymmetrical. Yeah, it was cute. I don't know if it was her best drag. I feel like even in the previews, I've seen her in like better.
Or just bigger.
Or bigger, I guess more impactful is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I felt like it didn't really make that much of an impact compared to everyone else. It wasn't that it wasn't cute. It was she looked good, but...
Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt like I wanted a little more.
Yeah.
From Joslyn.
Yeah.
Because I'm totally here for Joslyn.
Yeah, completely.
I want to see her, like... It's your best drag. Like, I wanted you to give it, you know?
Yeah.
I felt like at least with Joslyn this week, she stuck to her whole effect. Like, she didn't, she was very, like, all over the place when she did her first look.
Right.
This week, she kept it very... Okay,
quite
it was
simple.
minimal.
Yeah, but it was quite simple. Okay,
but it was straightforward and it was all together.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's just that she's listening to critique and everything was, of that era or whatever. So, maybe that's where she was going with it. So next up was Trendy K Bonet, and she was giving me mug down.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous to me how somebody 22 can look like so much more mature and not in like rude way. No. Yeah. Like, look, she looked fucking continental.
Yeah.
Right now, like she ready.
She's
like,
full on Trinity at the page, giving you it like 100%. Like that's it. That's her
everything is sitting.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Live for her.
And I think besides the fact that everything was sitting exactly as it should be, I feel like she exudes such confidence on stage and that really like shines
just
through.
Stage presence and
definitely
just ownership.
Yeah, and that definitely makes a big difference to just what you're looking like.
For sure.
Okay, so next up is Milk, and before we start on like just this week's look, I want to clear up from last week. I don't know if y'all all got the impression that we didn't like Milk's like whole gig, but I do.
Yeah, I do.
Like it's like we said, it's very hodgepodge, but like she does it so well that you don't like take it as hodgepodge. It looks like one character, one being, whatever.
Yeah, completely.
So like, don't get confused, like we saying like hodgepodge doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, like it's all about your final effect.
Yeah. We say all that to say this week this bitch came out here in a motherfucking Pinocchio nose. Pinocchio in this bitch.
Fucking lie to tell.
I can. I love I'm always like captivated with how tall she is, like in boy, in drag, like she's always towering over everyone. I'm always talking about it, like I'm always stuck like shit, like, and her legs are the longest legs I've ever seen.
Her shoes are the biggest shoes
Where's Wendy? Where's Wendy? Talk about measuring her legs, get milk on that bitch, cause I'm saying she got the longest legs in New York. But yeah, I didn't spook a single stumble or trip and when she was like jumping and bounding around in the heels.
Like,
God was with you in the moment.
Shit. Talk about fucking confidence. The confidence you must have to do all them leaps and everything. You never know.
No. I feel like she owns everything she does. If you really break it down, I'm like, I hate that shirt, but like,
but she does it so well.
Yeah, like,
and she's got a long ass fucking thing on her nose. And she does it well.
Yeah.
And like the whole effect and everything, like she came out there giving you puppet and she gave you fucking puppet like the whole way through.
Yeah. Next up was Darien Lake, and she said, okay, y'all said I'm boring, let me give it to y'all this week, honey. And she did. I thought she looked gorgeous.
She did. She really did.
Yeah. She came, I've never seen, to my knowledge, one of the girls do that kind of cape with something in it.
On this runway.
On this runway, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, she looked really good. The hair was gorgeous.
And she gave you something a little extra.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like a lot of people, from what I know when the cast was announced, wasn't really expecting this type of shit from Darien. I feel like she's really doing it. Not even just for the thick bitches, but just a drag in her own fucking lane. Like she's doing it.
Yeah, she's really out here doing it.
She really is.
Yeah.
I also felt like the whole silver gig and everything looked so beautiful on her. She made the perfect hair choice to me. Like everything she did was right. She said, okay, you want my best drag? You know that y'all live for her blending and her beauty. So she came out there and she did, and it's so nice to see a bitch like this come out and just fucking do it, you know? Wendy, do it, you know? Next up was April Cajon and fucking April showers on that ass. So glad she made the choice to bring this to the Drag Race runway because she's done it in performances over in Puerto Rico before. Yeah. And it's a stunt cunt move.
Yes, it's gorgeous. I mean, to come up with that, her name be April, like it makes sense. Yes. And the color combo throughout the whole thing was just gorgeous, like the pink lip and the chartreuse, whatever gown. Yes. And the blue, and it was just, and the blue and the umbrella, it just all was very cohesive, gorgeous. I tens across the board for me, like one of my best this week.
And in terms of your best drag, like April this week did exactly what I was wanting April to do on this fucking runway. Yeah. Because this is the type of shit that only fucking April will give you. Yeah. Like it's so her down. Yeah. Like I feel like the whole umbrella gig and everything, like you can't tell me that that's not something that her herself sat there and said this would be cunt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like she ain't seen that nowhere, cupped it. So next up was Laganja Strancha, and I felt like I felt like I wasn't expecting this from Laganja. Right. Which at the same time, you know, I feel like we should kind of be expecting it from Laganja because it's meant to be like your best drag and you're like your representation of Laganja.
That's what it was. For me, it was just, it was a good look. I was a bit thrown. I was like, huh? Like what? It just didn't see that coming from Laganja. And I didn't feel like it was representative of who she is, her character, smoking blunts all day, all of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But that aside, I appreciate the fact that she went with something like very specific, and I felt like she stuck to that look in terms of like the way she did even her fucking eyebrows and her hair and everything.
Yeah, it was very like 20s inspired.
Yeah, it was very that. So, and I didn't really know that Laganja had that type of shit in her. Yeah. So it was cute to see that. I just wish it would have been more for this week. Lavanja.
Yeah.
Like the bitch that, you know, first came out in Mickey's with that fucking tacky ass shit and everything and like, you know, the song and everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Next up was Gia Gunn and I felt like it was overness. Like I was really here for the headpiece, I was really here for the cat suit and like the whole color scheme and everything. It's very like, you know, I puke fucking neon type shit, you know? Like it was tempting.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cute.
And she had the shape. You know? model.
Yeah, no, she looked really good. It wasn't my favorite look I've ever seen on her. But you know.
The headpiece was fucking over though.
Yeah, it was cute. It was
that headpiece
very
was over.
I would have loved to see it more tentacles.
Yeah.
I could have seen a little more, you know, but it was really cute.
Yeah. Next up was Adore.
Yes.
Adore. I'm gonna say this about Adore. Adore has a very, like, stiffness to her in a way a little bit, but I feel like that adds to her charm a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, she is such a tight bitch.
Yeah.
That, like, I feel like it adds that griminess of her, like, you know, like, Tura Satana, punk shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it adds to it.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at it. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, completely. I totally get what you're saying. I thought she looked gorgeous. Normally I wouldn't be such a fan of the dress not going all the way to the floor, but I feel like it worked for her. Again, her adorness.
Because
she carried
there's something messy about Adore, real talk, there's something there, but like that's what adds to Adore being Adore.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes it pussier a little bit.
Yeah. She looks so pretty, like her face is so pretty. So.
Fuck her. Fuck her.
So yeah, I felt like she did that a little bit.
She did, like I felt like she looked the good.
Yeah.
So next up was Ben de la Creme, and you know, I honestly, this week for me, she came out on the runway and I said, you fucking know what, Ben de la Creme? Real talk, like, I kind of live for you a little bit, and like, I didn't feel like her drag was really my type of gig. I was like, she does it well, but it's, you know, you know. But no, like, real talk, every time I see how, like, she ate that, her makeup looked fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, this look this week I felt like was so gorgeous.
Yeah, I did not expect it from her whatsoever, but she carried it perfectly.
Stunning.
Yeah. She's
like, the whole thing, I'm like, you really did do that.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, totally exceeded my expectations of her. And not that I had particularly low ones.
No.
But, like, you were the black horse of the fucking competition to me, real talk, because she doesn't seem to get a lot of like confessional time and stuff, like maybe on the come up, you know. But I feel like Ben de la Creme is fucking doing it. She's fucking consistent as fuck.
She's consistent and she's versatile.
Definitely.
From the motherfucking old lady in the challenge to the motherfucking cutesy whoopsie tootsie, you know?
Yeah, like she's doing it. And the whole idea, I feel like, you know, most people would have probably had her being from Seattle and everything with the whole like drink stigma. Like, I feel like that
she in
her own fucking lane completely.
Yeah, completely. Finally, this week was Miss Vivacious, and to me, it was like very Harley Quinn tees with the colors and it's just so her, so Club Kid, so that. I honestly, I live for that type of thing, personally.
Yes.
So I mean, I can understand why the girls may say this or whatever, or versatility, or update your look, or whatever the case may be, but I feel like see Vivacious in the club. See her in the club, you know? And she has her gig and she's sticking to it, and you know that she's done her, you know.
She definitely has that in her. I feel like, you know, you never know, they would have given her more time on the show, whatever, we would have seen more. Yeah. But as for this look right here and the spikes and everything, like real talk, I was like, she came out, I was like, yup, she shitted. She turned around and like I noticed the spike on her fucking ass. Like I had to go back. I was like, look at that. Like, the fuck? Like, you can't.
Yeah, no, I know.
I don't understand how people can't appreciate that type of shit. Like, so pussy.
Yeah, I've always said, listen, give her a budget of $1 million and she gonna come out here and put the rest of these girls to dust, honey. Because she has like this creativity in her that's just to do completely out of the box things, and I just think,
and a passion.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The walk. Please, you can't fault that for fucking shit.
Yeah,
like real talk.
Yeah.
The thing about Vivacious is she has a presence and a way of like selling it to you that is so cunty, and I feel like, you know, it's meant to be their best drag, and obviously that's Vivacious down. Like, this was a moment to pull that spike shit out.
Yeah.
Like, if any fucking moment, it was this one right here, so you can't be mad at her.
No. Okay, so first up was Team Milk, which was the 60s version. It was all in black and white. I feel like as we saw both Bianca and Courtney breeze through that shit like it was nothing, honey. Like, the girls were together and you couldn't tell them nothing. Like, it felt like so, like, professional, on point, characters on point. Courtney with the English, she better do that.
Yes.
So,
and it definitely set a standard for the rest of the team.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they were like the first ones to fucking go out and everything.
Yeah, I feel like they really both did amazing.
Yeah. I definitely felt like Joslyn was going to be one of the girls that would crumble under the pressure a little bit, and there was no moment that I got that from her.
No, and I mean in general, I did not expect her to excel at the acting challenges whatsoever.
No.
It was Bianca, and it's no shade to her. I just thought she was one of those people that was just going to be difficult to, that just really wasn't going to, you know, get the acting kind of side of it.
But she fucking did.
But she did, and she had it funny and charming, and all of her charm came across. So she did that.
I actually felt like although Trinity was stumbling through it and everything, she came together at the end. Like, if I wouldn't have seen like how she got there and just sort of final piece, I wouldn't have really too much known that she was struggling with it.
Yeah. And I felt like her character was a fully fledged one, and it made sense. And girl, ain't nobody touched your box in a long time. I felt like it was.
And she had all the mannerisms down, even the way that she picked up the box.
Yeah, like she was sassing the old granny, honey. Like, Milk, I felt was good, but I felt like I kind of expected more. I mean, I don't know what I expected.
A little bit with Milk.
Because it's like, in my mind, I'm like, where could she have gone with it? Really?
I mean, same for everyone, though.
Yeah,
I mean, what the character is. The only thing for me really with Milk was like, I felt like her lines sounded like lines, and not in a way that it's like a cheesy movie, but that it's...
Yeah, it wasn't like gasp. It was just...
Yeah.
I felt like Darien, I mean, she won for a reason. That bitch ate that for me. Like, I was seriously dying to be just this and just work with this. Like, she, like, ate that. There's no hands, no nothing.
Yeah.
And her expressions were really funny. And arguing with the mom, it was everything to me.
And having to wait inside a box every time they had to redo the take or whatever.
Yeah. So next up was Team Adore with the 80s version of the movie. April, I do feel like the whole judges do too, that she was miscast as the butch lesbian.
But should she have been the one that got put up for that in that case? If she got miscast.
Well, I mean, whose fault is it? It's Adore. Adore gave the fucking cast who they were, you know? And she was like, boop, 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 boop. And it felt like both with April and with Vivacious, it was a little bit like, you could tell that they really weren't feeling that, you know, but you have to make it work, whatever it is.
Yeah.
She tried her best. I don't think she did that great.
Really?
You know?
I don't feel like she did that bad.
Yeah, I just feel like she didn't really do that great, honestly. She tried her best. I don't think she didn't try. I just feel like the whole thing was just a bit, you know.
I don't know. I didn't feel like she didn't really say, like, I feel like, what more do you want from her? Like, I feel like she was supposed to be...
She didn't know what her character was, so it was just very saying it a certain type of way, whichever way she thought the character would say, but it's not like telling her, be an old lady, and she could have owned the old lady. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't feel like she could, like, she didn't, like, it's meant to be 80s butch lesbian, there was no, like, 80s anything to me.
I don't know, for me, I just feel like April, out of, like, everybody in the whole gig, was one of the worst. I don't feel like April, I felt like she, you know, was at least safe. For me, I didn't, like, I can't pinpoint one thing, apart from being miscast or whatever, that she really didn't do her lines well, or, like, whatever sounded weird. Like, I felt like it was pretty much what her character was supposed to be.
I just felt like she wasn't giving me 80s butch lesbian at all, and I wasn't sure what she was trying to give, so I was just a bit like...
Which is fine, you know?
Laganja, I'm not sure why she had an accent, but she did good. I felt like it was just a little bit confusing to me that she had the accent. She did it well.
Because it was like a horror, like vampire, like the fucking
very Dracula. Yeah, like almost, but like
it was meant to be 80s, so it was like, huh? Maybe her character was supposed to have that accent.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know because I don't know why she'd go that route instead of the 80s.
Because the way that she looked, work out, you know, like, didn't feel like it
what
was
she was
that
saying,
person.
Olivia Newton-John, let's get physical, whatever the fuck lyrics she was saying that is also in the song. But I was okay. I mean, she sold it, but I was just confused as to why she had an accent. That's all. That may not be her fault.
Yeah.
So Gia Gunn, I felt like, was maybe going to be one of those people, i.e. Alyssa Edwards, that doesn't know how to turn it on, and sometimes. And while her performance was a little bit stiff at times and things, and I wanted her to be more, if she was going to be more character, more, you know what I mean? Like really stupid and campy if she's already being campy, like turn it up. But really, I can't be mad at the final gig because I felt like she carried it somewhat well enough to, you know, obviously be safe.
I remembered it worse than it was because I felt like she didn't do really good, and like now I rewatch it, I'm like, it wasn't actually that bad, so why am I remembering it as not that good? I don't know, I'm a little confused by that, but
and next up was Matilda's mom. down, please. Like, I can't. I don't know if she did it on purpose, in my mind.
You chose books, I chose looks.
Please. Adore is, like, she's made for an 80s campy bitch.
She really did that. And yes, she is.
She's
so
made
that.
for it, like,
yes.
The only thing is, obviously, both Michelle and Ru saw that she really wasn't on her lines or her moments or her, and I do think it's like they said that she's used to being so off the cuff and just, you know, that she maybe neglected to really focus on the script and let me learn it like someone else might have who's not really used to doing, because she does characters or whatever all the time, like Angel Baby, whatever. So yeah, maybe they just wanted to see that from her. A lot of people feel like Adore should have been in the bottom two. It was her group and stuff, and I get it, but I feel like really her performance in the video was one of the best.
Yeah,
so,
I feel like that too.
In my mind, she shouldn't have been in the bottom two.
But I definitely feel with Adore, it's like a totally different thing on the runway where she says shit and it kind of saves her. Whereas when you're actually like working and like you're filming the thing, I felt like the shit that she was saying, like to be funny, like to give personality, was in the moment like just do the fucking job a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I felt like it was a bit more of a hindrance, whereas on the runway it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, I get
of
what
that.
you're saying. Yeah.
So
Ben De La Creme ate that as the grandmother. I felt like I wanted to see more. I wish I could have seen Darien and Ben De La Creme interact. You know what I'm saying? Her head and her granny.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like Ben De La Creme was good. We didn't really get to see a lot of it, but what she did was good.
The makeups.
The makeup, bitch. She did that. Like, come on now.
Like,
she's dedicated. She said, "You want a granny?" Hold up. Tammy Brown mother walked out.
Seriously.
Out she went. You know, and she was in character the minute she came out there in that granny look. Vivacious. Arguably miscast, but more so I feel like she just isn't that acting bitch. Like she said in the Untucked, she doesn't verbalize. She's not used to that side of. She's used to go to the club, turn it out, do her numbers,
like
do her dancing,
girls,
like a lot of girls. So in the personality. Not personality, but in acting specifically, learning lines and being able to deliver lines and characters and things. I just feel like it just wasn't her zhuzh, and she just...
Yeah, it definitely wasn't her zhuzh, but then at the same time, because it's RuPaul's Drag Race, like, you can, like, there's no time for that.
Yeah, no.
I don't even want to, you know, because I'm all day Team Vivacious, but...
Yeah.
You know, and there is acting, in a sense, maybe not learning lines, but you have to, you know... put your energy somewhere when you're on that stage, you know what I mean? And you give something that you don't give every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So tap into that, I guess.
Yeah. She let herself down on that one.
Jade Cole, you used my worst one.
Yeah, please. Because they really, I feel like they were like, come on, she did it better than that. To be sat there for ages with the eyes and the music.
You guys used my worst one. Like, real talk, like... They left that whole pause.
That whole giant pause.
When she said it, it sounded like she went, you know, like her face kind of went like, it was like, even if they used that take, y'all couldn't have cut the whole piece out where she's like,
yeah.
Why they do that?
I don't know.
Why y'all do that?
I don't know.
I understand where Vivacious is going with the voice, especially because the bitch that fucking plays the Exorcist was in the judges panel and everything, but I wish she would have just changed it because I felt like it was really stopping her from what was already kind of difficult for her to do. Like, she had to remember the lines and everything and say it all right, and she wanted to have that voice that I felt was like kind of confusing her a little bit because she was so stuck on using that voice.
Thrown.
Yeah. When it comes to the judges' critiques and everything, I was a little thrown with the door because I was, you know, I usually expect it to be like really like funny and like in a way that kind of like brushes under the carpet, you know, whatever might have gone wrong. And I feel like this week she kind of almost let herself down a little bit in the way that she was responding.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel like it was a smart
It didn't go over as smoothly this week.
I don't know, I just kind of didn't feel like Adore was completely in the right headspace in that moment. I feel like a lot of like what she was saying was out of like nerves and like feeling like she was gonna be lip syncing. Yeah. And it was just like fuck kind of deal a little bit. Yeah.
So the winners of this week's challenge were obviously Team Milk. The winner of the challenge as a whole or whatever was Miss Darien Lake. And the bottom two were Miss April Carillon and Miss Vivacious. And they had to lip sync to Selena Gomez.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like Ru this week just like fucking Wendy on that ass. Let me feel young! You know? Like, she out here two-turn on the fucking panel. Like,
please, she's turned up. You know she loved that song. She's like, okay. Which of my favorite songs this week?
Going through it when she at the gym, you know?
The beat dropped. April went, whoop! Go on, honey. She's like, I can dance to no girl. She dropped that shit like a beat, honey. She was like, okay. And she gave it to me. Like, they both really, really gave it. I felt, at this point, it's just about, I guess, Ru being like, honestly, I want to see more of this person over this person.
Yeah, because they were both, I feel, on the same caliber and everything.
Definitely.
I felt a little bit like when April did drop her shit, I wasn't too much here for what was underneath, like the way it was hitting her, but like the bra was like all the way up here.
I did feel like the bra was a little high, but I felt it was a little bit nitpicky.
Wait, but pause though, because I heard the full fucking story. Okay. I feel like the bra was real high and like the shorts were whatever. But everything being so messy a little bit made me feel like the fire was even more there.
Yeah,
she
like
wasn't worried
she
about
was
her
like
bra,
in the face, like I don't give a
or
shit.
if
Like,
her wig or whatever. Like the messiness, like
yeah,
kind of ate it more for me because it was like no fucks given. I wanna stay, and when you got that fucking burning desire showing out,
she was gonna she was gonna turn that performance out. Like she wasn't gonna. If she was gonna go home, they were not gonna say April, coño, venga ya un poco más. No, they weren't.
No,
she was
like she said, I want to be here.
Yeah,
she
and
did.
she stayed, and I'm so sad to see my girl Vivacious go. My queen, my empress, my goddess, just...
Like it was a sad moment.
Truly, I felt so sad.
It was like, aww.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna miss her. Like I want her. Like I'm mad that she's not there every week.
I seriously considered bringing the fucking veils back. I really considered it. And if I had some fucking tool somewhere, but I didn't.
Oh my god.
Real talk, like that's how depressing it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like, and you know, she just left with such a like positive message and everything, and like I love Vivacious.
I feel like Vivacious is all about her community and empowering people and educating people and just, you know, being there for just her community and putting on a show and turning it, and I really feel like I'm so glad she's gotten this platform and the girls know her name. You know? First of all, props to Miss Courtney for telling Miss Darien that she can find a man just like that. Let the girls know that they need to love themselves first.
Yes.
I can't take Miss Trinity with a get-up under her gown and a ponytail under the wig. Like, I can't.
Like that nervous, like she ready.
Like she's ready to pull out every single trick in the book, bitch. Like, I live. I'm that's so funny. I can't.
So we're not gonna sit here and talk about the bitches putting their hands in the fucking gross shit, cause you're nasty. That's about as much as I can say.
I was just saying, like, I'm mad that they are like, what is the point of those damn boxes? Can't they let the girls sit and kiki about what's just happened on the stage, or what they think of this one, that one, left, right, up, down, my life, my drag, my house, my man, my cunt, like. Just saying, like, give me a little more Untucked, the actual kiki.
I mean, it was cute.
It was cute. Listen, I'm not mad at it. It's what they give me. I'll take it. But I would prefer that they would use the time to learn more about the girls.
Yeah, I guess because there's so many girls and stuff. I guess once it whittles down, maybe they'll focus more on it. But I hear what you're saying. I do want to say though, everything that was fucking Bianca rolling her eyes while Darien was in the fucking box doing the most. Yes.
They got them sounds sounding like it's an old
man.
An old damn man. Please.
Also, wait, fuck, I've been wanting to address this. I know that every time I talk about the fucking editing, I always blame it on logo, right? I always say logo. I'm sorry, I know I get it wrong every time. Is it what did I edit? Okay, just clear that up because every fucking time I'm on this video looking stupid talking about logo, y'all edited this and it's the fucking channel. Okay, so I'm sorry.
So the other girls got back backstage, and Miss Vivacious had just taken a bullet, honey. All of them threw her under that bus, and she was just not feeling them in that moment. She was like, I'm not gonna give y'all the 0. Because y'all noticed when she went to the other room, she perked up a little bit, and she was all, oh, they all threw me under the bus, honey. And I was like, okay, she's perked up a bit. She just didn't maybe want to give these girls anything. Because it's supposed to be like her team, you know, so maybe she felt a bit like, fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
It's obviously not a nice feeling, right?
And I felt like Adore was trying a little bit to make her feel better, but she just didn't have time for it. Adore in her mind was like, fuck. Like, you could just see it. You know, I felt like Vivacious did take it a little more personally than she should have.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not in that position, nor have I been, so I can't really say how that feels in that moment, especially being her in particular, you know?
Yeah.
I guess it's frustrating.
Especially like sisterhood and all of that is very important to her.
Yeah.
And that was her team, you know? First at the beginning of the end of last episode, she's there like with the girls, and now all the girls have like kind of turned on her, so it's...
Yeah, I guess that's how she's viewing it, but then, you know, to be fair, like, she didn't do that well in the challenge.
Yeah, no.
Like, it is what it is, and like, you have to say who you
She could have taken it on the chin a little more, and just been a bit more like, you know what, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, I guess you're always gonna have your moments, you live and you learn. You know, Vivacious is such a person that's about her community and positivity, and you know, you're gonna have those moments where you're not all there to be doing all that, and you're, you know, gonna get a little bit in your feelings.
Yeah.
I say this much though, she was mean mugging all them girls, like, down. I mean, probably not what she was trying to really give, she was just in her feelings, but...
You know, at least Laganja tried to bring it back and say, you know, this and this, like she felt bad, you know, at least she tried to get through to her little bit.
Because
I'm sure Vivacious appreciated it.
Yeah, I felt a little bit like in the first episode, I got this kind of feeling like Laganja was very competitive, and I wasn't really necessarily expecting her to feel so much for another contestant.
Right.
Like in that way that she was like really like, I would have liked to have seen more of what it was that kind of happened on that stage, because it felt like Laganja in particular really felt some type of way about having to do that.
Yeah.
But you know what though, sometimes the one that does get the fucking editing right, because that was so funny the way they were cutting it in, that she would just come in Vivacious like call them shady apes and everything, like the shit was funny.
Yeah.
But yes, to bring it back, I really felt like this moment right here.
Sorry.
This joint right here,
very
dry. This is what I want Laganja to be like. Like I felt like when she was talking to Vivacious and everything, she was really giving it to her like real talk, like, and she really seemed to like care and like very genuine. And it's nice to see this side to Laganja. Okay, so when it comes to Darien Lake's view on Kai Kai, you know, I felt like the position she's in, you know, and the things that she does in her bedroom, you'd expect her to be a bit more open-minded.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're on such a big platform with RuPaul's Drag Race, and there's already so much shame when it comes to this community that when you put something out in that way, it just adds to the idea that we should be ashamed of certain things when we really shouldn't.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
That's my thing.
Let them know.
Obviously, to be fair, I'm not saying that Darien has to be into anything. I mean, you can have, you know, your fucking prerogative, girl, whatever floats your boat.
Your own opinion.
Yeah, but it's just about, you know, not adding to that idea of shame within this community. It's not all on Darien, but it's just, you know, we see this a lot within this community, you know, this shame thing and yuck, that's gross. You know, we already have so much of that.
Yeah.
You know, we have so much. So they're all talking about, you know, the other bitches basically and who they would work with or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
who you wouldn't work with.
Yeah, Adore basically said she wouldn't work with Bianca. Not to say she didn't feel that in that moment, but I felt a little bit like Adore was like trying to test Bianca a little bit and be like, and figure her out a little bit. I feel like I can't see how. Something makes me feel like Adore didn't really not want to work with Bianca. It was more that maybe, I don't know, that she felt like Bianca wouldn't want to work with her and she was trying to kind of, because...
Maybe.
I feel like Adore sees something in Bianca, like, maybe that's just me.
Definitely, and in
sees
that...
her as competition,
sees her definitely as competition, is definitely intimidated by Bianca, I think. But I think most people are, because she's so razor sharp, like on the needle every single time.
And that's what I mean. I felt like Adore wanted to like maybe a little bit test that, knowing what she was gonna get, to like see where it would go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like put a little something in her head, like a little piece of Adore, like, okay, there I am.
Yeah.
Think about me. type gig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also think that actually Adore and Bianca would make a pretty good duo in a weird way. Like I feel like they would Libra balance each other out quite well.
Yeah.
Not to say that she's the type of bitch that usually like this, because I don't think Adore the type of bitch that usually like this, but something just made me feel like Adore kind of want Bianca to like her. Like I feel like I see that in her. Like as much as she's like being some type of way with her a little bit, like I feel like there's a feeling there of like, oh, I don't want her to like, you know, hate me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, yeah. I do.
Like, cause she wasn't going all the way in, but she was still letting her know and everything, but I don't know, something's there. Let's see how this season fucking cooks up and everything, and see if I'm fucking right.
So, yeah, I mean, that pretty much brings us to the end of our review. Again, so sad to see Vivacious go.
Yeah, seriously.
She's, like, one of those people who I feel like really wants to do good things for the community. I love that about her.
Yeah.
Apart from that, she's a star on the stage, honey, and I would love to see one of her gigs. That's
yes, for real. And, like, to, like, be the second bitch with technically, I guess, eliminated. It's like crazy. She's made such an impact, and I can't like imagine a bitch out there that can truly say they don't fucks with Vivacious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I guess we will catch y'all next week, bitches. Bye.
Bye.